Music. Mike Tyson has provided specifics about his recent sparring session with Jake Paul. This claimed training session has generated substantial interest in both the boxing community and the media. Nice one, Mike. The revelation that Mike Tyson and Jake Paul were training together sparked widespread conjecture about how the session would develop. Tyson, known for his savagery and unrivaled boxing skills, combined with Paul, who has recently ascended in the boxing ranks, promised a fascinating dynamic. The sparring session took place in a private training camp and was undertaken before their boxing bout. Mike was slated to battle Paul on July 20th, but the 58-year-old had to delay the fight until November owing to an ulcer flare-up. The problem: Child made the decision to continue competing, selected date, and face Mike Perry, eventually defeating him in 2020. Tyson's final opponent in the ring was Hall of Famer and former four-weight champion Roy Jones Jr. While the match was not officially a professional fight, both competitors gave it their all, resulting in an entertaining 8-round contest that ended in a draw. Jones told Out for the Count TV that he was surprised by how well Tyson performed against him, and that he doesn't think Paul has a chance of injuring him. He said the fans love to see fun, it's so Mike Tyson can injure Jake Paul, but Jake can't even damage Mike Jones. I was amazed with how well Tyson fought against me, which is why I'm telling you, I don't think Jake Paul can hurt him since it was difficult for me to strike him, and I'm far faster at hitting someone than Jake. Paul's attention is now focused on November 15th and the much-debated match with 58-year-old Tyson. Although the event will be officially sanctioned, it will feature more lenient rules than the standard bout, assuming it takes place at all. Two-time welterweight world champion Shawn Porter stated on his podcast that he doesn't see it happening, saying, "I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we're not going to ever see Mike Tyson get in the ring with Jake." Paul Porter suggests that Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who secured a victory on the same card as Paul Perry and received the WA's approval to challenge Paul for a championship, might actually be the one to face Paul instead. He argues that the fight with Tyson never made sense from the start. He added, "I see Chavez Jr. doing it, and maybe he goes back to Freddie Roach, and they're able to work some magic again. I don't call the shots, but I don't see Mike getting in the ring. It didn't make sense to me, even from a business aspect. I believe Mike and Jake, even to the lowest common denominator, didn't make sense after spending many weeks out of the public spotlight." Mike Tyson recently came down for an interview with Esquire and shared details on his present life. Tyson said, "I'm a glory junkie. I love people thinking about me all day. I'd rather live a short life of glory than a long life of obscurity. It's just who I am. This is all I started fighting for to get all this status I'm going to be chasing it for the rest of my life." Tyson mostly remained silent in the face of widespread criticism over his decision to re-enter the ring as he approaches 60. Deontay Wilder is just one of those who passionately hate the idea of him fighting a prime Jake Paul. Nevertheless, Mike is plainly honest when he states that he doesn't believe Jake Paul can damage him. Given his standing as one of the most scary combat sports athletes ever, his remarks may be worth listening to. Wilder has yet to respond to Tyson's comment, but perhaps it's better if he doesn't. Tyson added, "I know that I'm never going to get what I want because I'm one of those gluttons for pain. I can never get enough worried. I'll get hurt, then let Mike get hurt. You don't have to worry about paying my bills." Everyone claims this makes no sense, yet he is how old? Wilder is not who I am. He cannot go to Mongolia and have someone know who he is. Mike Tyson, known for his fearsome strength and unequaled legacy in the heavyweight division, has re-entered the training ring with renewed purpose. Tyson aims to combine classic savagery with modern accuracy. All of us, this is all for golf. Everything, that's how you get the power. What is it that you're doing there? You're really changing your weight correctly. It's balanced. Yeah, before their impending match in November, Jake Paul received a severe warning from Mike Tyson after knocking out Mike Perry in the 6th round. Despite the delay, the 57-year-old Tyson is resolute about confronting Paul, sending an ominous reminder on X about the imminent clash. 118 days, 16 weeks and 6 days, and 177 weekends, 2,832 hours, 169,900 minutes. 10, 15, and 20 seconds. The countdown begins now. Tyson also released a video of himself discreetly gazing at Paul on TV prior to the latter's triumph over former UFC champion Perry. The 32-year-old champion of bare-knuckle fighting periodically tested the chin of the YouTube sensation. In a hard fight in the sixth round, Paul delivered a jaw-dropping combination that overwhelmed Perry, leading to his defeat in both the first and second that evening. Paul wasted no time in paying tribute to his valiant adversary. He said about Perry, "He's tough as nails. I'm sorry it took so long. I just hit too hard. But he took a lot of damage. That's a great baby. I'm so excited," in addition to urging Tyson to sign the contract. Paul took a crack at UFC light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira prior to their much-anticipated November fight. "Alex Pereira, you mentioned you want to box. I'm the king of this. Come over and we can make it happen." He stated that after defeating Perry Paul, he sent a message to his next opponent, saying, "Mike Tyson, your next big boy, signed the contract November 15th on Netflix. I'm looking forward to that one. I'm going to go home and prepare for it." November 15th, Mike Tyson is training. He's back looking crazier than ever. "And I'm going to get another co and prove everyone wrong once more. Everyone said I was an idiot for taking this fight, that I was risking everything. But this is why I'm here. I'm taking big chances in 2020. Tyson's last appearance in the ring was an unimpressive draw against fellow boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. His most recent professional fight nearly 20 years ago ended with him retiring after 5 rounds against Kevin McBride. Despite this defeat, Tyson is motivated to make a comeback. Jake further added, "Mike, I love you, but this is my sport. You're a legend, one of the 2 most famous boxers ever to live, you and Muhammad Ali. It's an honor to get in the ring with you. I'm very honored, but I'm going to steal your crown, brother," after postponing his comeback. Mike Tyson offered his gratitude to his global fan base, saying, "I want to thank my fans around the world for their support and understanding during this time. Unfortunately, due to my ulcer flare-up, my doctor has advised me to reduce my training intensity for a few weeks to rest and recover." Tyson continued, "My body is in better overall shape than it has been since the 1990s, and I will be back to my full training schedule soon. Jake Paul, this may have bought you sometime, but in the end, you will be knocked out and out of boxing forever. I appreciate everyone's patience and can't wait to produce an amazing performance later this year." After Jake Paul stopped Mike Perry in the 6th round, he promised to face Mike Tyson next. Paul knocked Perry down in the first and second rounds, but the resilient bare-knuckle fighter and ex-UFC standout kept the battle going into the latter rounds. In the end, the YouTuber succeeded in knocking Perry down again, prompting the referee to terminate the fight and award Paul the victory. Jake Paul commended Perry's courage and resilience, expressed concern for the length of the fight, and acknowledged Perry's standing as the king of violence and a BKFC champion. Paul claimed that despite anticipating a difficult battle, he was able to knock Perry down in the first round, and Perry managed to endure. Paul then switched his focus to Mike Tyson, issuing a challenge for approximately on November 15th, which would be streamed on Netflix.